As the years unfold, life gently reveals its wisdom, whispering to us that some burdens are simply not worth carrying. Each passing moment is a reminder of the impermanence of everything we hold dear. Yet, within this transience lies the secret to inner peace, simplicity, and purpose. Letting go is not about loss. It's about liberation. In Zen and Buddhist philosophy, to let go means to unshackle ourselves from attachments, desires, and regrets. It means stepping into a life of clarity and joy, free from the weight of what no longer serves us. And as we journey into old age, the art of letting go becomes not just a choice but a necessity for living gracefully and with fulfillment. In this series, we explore 12 essential things to let go of in old age, accompanied by transformative stories of wisdom, simplicity, and peace. First thing, let go of regret. One quiet afternoon, an aging monk sat by a tranquil lake, watching the gentle ripples caused by a fallen leaf. A curious traveler approached him and asked, "Why do you stare at the water so intently?" The monk replied with a calm smile, "This water reminds me of life. Do you see how the ripples distort the reflection? Regret does the same to the soul. It blurs our true nature and ties us to the past." The traveler, burdened by years of missed opportunities and wrong decisions, began sharing his stories. He lamented over paths not taken and mistakes he wished he could undo. With profound wisdom, the monk said, "Regret is like a stone tied to your foot. The more you dwell on it, the heavier it becomes. To let go, you must forgive yourself. Every choice, whether right or wrong, was a step in your journey." This story highlights a universal truth. Regret is a thief. It robs us of the beauty of the present moment. Letting go of regret doesn't mean forgetting our past mistakes, but learning from them and accepting that they were part of our growth. Practical wisdom. Start by practicing self-forgiveness. Reflect on your past decisions and find the lessons within them. Write down your regrets, and as you do, imagine tying each one to a balloon and letting it drift away into the sky. When you let go of regret, you create space for contentment and peace. Second thing, let go of material attachments. In his twilight years, a seeker found joy in giving away his possessions. When asked why he chose to live so simply, he replied, "I spent my youth accumulating treasures, thinking they would define my worth. Now I see that the more I own, the less space I have for joy." Buddhism teaches us about impermanence, that all material things are fleeting. Clinging to possessions only weighs us down. The seeker learned this truth and discovered happiness in simplicity. Consider the clutter in your own life, both physical and mental. Do these things truly add value, or do they merely take up space? By decluttering, we make room for relationships, experiences, and spiritual growth. A friend of mine once spent years collecting rare antiques, pouring her time and energy into maintaining them. Yet, when she decided to downsize her life, she felt an immense sense of freedom. She gave away most of her collection and instead invested her time in volunteering. "I feel lighter," she told me, "as if I've finally found what really matters." Letting go of material attachments frees us from the illusion of permanence and allows us to focus on what truly brings joy. Third thing, let go of grudges. An elder once shared a parable about carrying a heavy sack of stones. "Each grudge you hold," he explained, "is like a stone in this sack. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. Eventually, it breaks you." To let go of grudges, we must embrace forgiveness, not to absolve others, but to unburden ourselves. Forgiveness is the key to releasing bitterness and reclaiming emotional freedom. A powerful lesson. A woman I knew held a grudge against her sibling for years over a family dispute. It wasn't until she fell ill that she realized the futility of her anger. She reached out, mended their relationship, and described the feeling as a weight lifted off my soul. Harboring anger only harms the one holding it. When you release grudges, you allow lightness and peace to enter your heart. Fourth thing, let go of comparing yourself to others. A tree does not envy another tree, a sage once said. It simply grows according to its nature. As we age, comparing our lives to others only breeds dissatisfaction. One elder shared, "I used to measure my life against others, but I found no peace in it. When I began focusing on my own growth, I discovered fulfillment. Comparison is the thief of joy. By letting go of this habit, we honor our unique journey. It's not about how far others have traveled, but how much we've grown in our own time. The art of letting go is not learned overnight. It is a journey, one that requires reflection, courage, and practice. As we continue, we will explore deeper truths about fear, relationships, and the impermanence of life itself. As we concluded the first part of this exploration into the art of letting go, we delved into the profound lessons of releasing regret, material attachments, and grudges. These first steps toward inner freedom allow us to open our hearts to peace, joy, and contentment. Yet, the journey of letting go is far from complete. Each layer of attachment we peel away reveals deeper truths about ourselves and our relationship with the world. In this second chapter, we continue with the transformative process, uncovering how to let go of self-doubt, expectations, fear, and resistance to change. With each lesson, we edge closer to the profound peace that comes from living in harmony with the flow of life. Fifth thing, letting go of self-doubt, trusting your inner worth. Self-doubt is a shadow that often follows us through life, whispering that we are not enough. As we age, these whispers can grow louder, fueled by societal messages that equate our worth with productivity, youth, or achievements. However, the truth is that our value is not defined by external measures. An elder shared this wisdom through her story. When I was younger, I doubted myself at every turn. Each decision I made was haunted by the question, what if I fail? But over time, I realized that self-doubt was not a reflection of reality. It was a habit of my mind. I began to observe my thoughts as if they were clouds passing through the sky. I saw that my doubts were just that, fleeting thoughts, not truths. To let go of self-doubt, it is essential to cultivate self-compassion and self-awareness. Start by acknowledging your achievements, big and small, and remind yourself that you are inherently worthy simply because you exist. One powerful practice is journaling. Write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself each day. Over time, these affirmations will quiet the voice of doubt and strengthen your confidence. In Buddhism, the concept of basic goodness teaches that every being is fundamentally good and complete. When we internalize this belief, we can let go of the false narratives that tell us otherwise. Sixth thing, letting go of expectations. Finding freedom in acceptance. Expectations are often the invisible chains that bind us to disappointment and frustration. We expect others to behave a certain way, expect life to unfold according to our plans, and expect ourselves to meet impossible standards. But when reality does not align with these expectations, suffering ensues. A Zen master once shared this parable. A farmer was devastated when his horse ran away. His neighbors consoled him, saying, "What bad luck?" The farmer simply replied, "Maybe." Days later, the horse returned, bringing with it a herd of wild horses. The neighbors exclaimed, "What good fortune!" Again, the farmer replied, "Maybe." The story illustrates that life is unpredictable, and clinging to expectations only blinds us to its beauty. To let go of expectations, practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment rather than projecting your desires onto the future. For instance, when engaging with a loved one, listen to them fully without expecting them to meet your needs or validate your feelings. By letting go of expectations, you free yourself to experience life as it is, not as you think it should be. Seventh thing, letting go of the fear of death. Embracing impermanence. Fear of death is perhaps the most universal and deeply rooted fear. It is a fear that can overshadow our lives, preventing us from fully living. Yet, Buddhist philosophy offers a liberating perspective. Death is not an end but a transition, a natural part of the cycle of existence. An elder monk once explained to his disciples, "Imagine a drop of water returning to the ocean. It does not lose itself. It becomes part of something greater. Death is like that, an integration into the vastness of life." To let go of the fear of death, contemplate impermanence. Reflect on the changing seasons, the growth of a tree, or the passage of time in your own life. These observations remind us that change is inevitable and beautiful. Meditation on death, known as Maranasati, can also help cultivate acceptance. By facing the reality of mortality, we free ourselves from its grip and find gratitude for each precious moment. Consider the story of a traveler who, nearing the end of his life, visited a serene forest. He watched as leaves fell from the trees, their colors vibrant in their final moments. He realized that just as the leaves enriched the soil for new growth, his life would contribute to the ongoing cycle of existence. This realization replaced his fear with peace. Eighth thing, letting go of resistance to change. Flowing with life. Change is the only constant in life, yet many of us resist it, clinging to the familiar even when it no longer serves us. This resistance creates suffering, as it pits us against the natural flow of existence. A wise elder shared this metaphor: life is like a river. When you resist its current, you exhaust yourself. But when you let go and flow with it, you move effortlessly. To let go of resistance, practice adaptability. When faced with change, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Approach challenges with curiosity rather than fear. For example, if you are transitioning into retirement, instead of mourning the loss of your career, explore the opportunities it presents for growth and discovery. Mindfulness can also help you embrace change. By staying present, you avoid being swept away by fears of the future or regrets about the past. Remember, each moment of change is an invitation to grow and evolve. Real-life stories of transformation. To illustrate the power of letting go, consider these inspiring stories. The artist who released perfectionism. A painter spent years striving for flawlessness in her work, only to feel creatively stifled. One day, she decided to let go of her need for perfection and began painting with freedom and spontaneity. Her art flourished, and so did her joy. The retiree who embraced minimalism. A retired teacher felt overwhelmed by the clutter in her home. She decided to donate most of her possessions, keeping only what brought her true happiness. This act of decluttering not only simplified her life, but also brought her a sense of lightness and clarity. The parent who released expectations. A father struggled with disappointment when his son chose a different career path than he had envisioned. By letting go of his expectations, he was able to celebrate his son's individuality and strengthen their bond. These stories remind us that letting go is not about loss. It is about gaining freedom, creativity, and connection. Before we continue to the final chapter, I invite you to reflect on your own life. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What would it feel like to release those burdens and embrace the present moment fully? If you find these teachings meaningful, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we explore timeless wisdom and practical insights to help you live with peace, purpose, and joy. Simply click the subscribe button below and join our growing community of seekers. Letting go is a journey, not a destination. As we release self-doubt, expectations, fear, and resistance, we create space for peace and fulfillment to enter our lives. Each step of this journey brings us closer to our true nature, one of freedom, clarity, and joy. In the final chapter, we will explore the ultimate lessons of letting go, culminating in a profound understanding of life's impermanence and the deep peace that comes from embracing it. Stay tuned. As we near the conclusion of this exploration, we arrive at the heart of letting go, the surrender of the illusions that bind us. Having learned to release self-doubt, expectations, fear, and resistance to change, we now delve into the most profound layers of attachment. The stories we tell ourselves about who we are and our illusions of control over life itself. This final part is not just about understanding the art of letting go, but embodying it. Letting go, ultimately, is not something we do. It is something we allow to unfold within us, a shift in our being that brings peace and liberation. Ninth thing, letting go of the ego, the illusion of I. The ego, or the sense of a fixed self, is one of the most challenging attachments to release. We construct identities around our roles, achievements, relationships, and possessions, believing that these define who we are. Yet, the Buddhist teachings remind us that the self is an illusion. a constantly changing stream of thoughts, emotions, and experiences. One elder described it beautifully. For much of my life, I believed I was a teacher. When I retired, I struggled with a sense of loss, asking, who am I now? But over time, I realized that I was never just a teacher. I am the awareness behind the roles I play, not the roles themselves. To let go of the ego, practice detachment from labels and identities. Reflect on this question. If everything I identify with, my job, possessions, relationships, were taken away, what would remain? The answer lies in the awareness that observes all these changing phenomena. Meditation is a powerful tool for experiencing this deeper self, the stillness beneath the waves of thought. By letting go of the ego, we open ourselves to the interconnectedness of all life. We see that we are not separate from others, but part of a greater whole. This realization dissolves the boundaries of I and mine, replacing them with compassion and unity. 10th thing, letting go of control, surrendering to life. Control is an illusion that many of us cling to, believing that if we plan, strive, and manage every detail, we can shape life to our liking. But life, with all its unpredictability, often defies our attempts to control it. Letting go of control does not mean giving up. It means trusting the flow of life and responding to it with grace. A story from the Zen tradition illustrates this beautifully. A master was once asked how he maintained his peace in the face of adversity. He replied, "When it rains, I let it rain. When the wind blows, I let it blow." To let go of control, cultivate trust in the process of life. When faced with uncertainty, instead of resisting or worrying, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? Trust that even challenges have a purpose, guiding you toward growth and wisdom. One practical way to surrender control is through mindful breathing. When anxiety or frustration arises, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I cannot control the waves, but I can learn to surf. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities for resilience and creativity. 11th thing, letting go of the fear of being forgotten, living your legacy. As we grow older, many of us grapple with the fear of being forgotten, wondering whether our lives will have made a difference. Yet, the true legacy we leave behind is not found in monuments or accolades, but in the love, kindness, and wisdom we share. An elder once reflected, I used to fear that my name would fade from memory. But now I see that what matters is not being remembered, but having lived a life that touched others in meaningful ways. The ripples of our actions extend far beyond what we can see. To let go of this fear, shift your focus from leaving a mark to living authentically in the present moment. Each act of kindness, each moment of connection, is a thread in the tapestry of life, contributing to a legacy of love and humanity. Consider keeping a gratitude journal, noting the ways you have positively impacted others and how they have enriched your life. This practice fosters a sense of fulfillment and reminds you that your life, no matter how ordinary it may seem, is deeply significant. 12th thing, letting go of life itself. The final liberation. The ultimate act of letting go is releasing our attachment to life itself. This does not mean abandoning life, but embracing it fully, free from clinging. In Buddhism, this is known as non-attachment, living with an open heart, appreciating each moment without trying to hold on to it. A story from the Buddha's life illustrates this. When a grieving mother came to him, mourning the death of her child, the Buddha asked her to bring him a mustard seed from a household that had not known death. The mother searched far and wide, but could not find such a household. Through this, she realized that death is a natural part of life, and her grief transformed into acceptance. To practice non-attachment, meditate on impermanence. Reflect on the fleeting nature of all things, the changing seasons, the rise and fall of emotions, the passage of time. This awareness deepens our appreciation for life and helps us release our grasp on what cannot be held. When we let go of our attachment to life, we discover a profound freedom, a freedom to live fully, love deeply, and embrace each moment as it comes. As we conclude this journey, let us reflect on the wisdom we have uncovered. A letting go is a process, not a one-time event. It unfolds gradually as we deepen our awareness and understanding. A letting go is liberating, freeing us from the burdens of the past and the illusions of the future. A letting go is love, for it opens our hearts to the beauty of life and our connection with others. The wisdom of letting go is not about renouncing life, but embracing it with clarity, compassion, and courage. It is about living lightly yet deeply, fully present yet unattached. As you step forward from this exploration, consider how you can integrate the art of letting go into your daily life. What small step can you take today to release a burden, fear, or attachment? If this journey has resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we explore timeless wisdom and practical insights to help you navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this path of discovery. May you find peace, joy, and freedom in the art of letting go.